Hey everyone, David McGinley here with Spiritual Care in the Cancer and Palliative Care Program in Halifax. Wanted to do a brief video because I had a conversation with a patient who was told some shocking news. She had cancer, an acute form of cancer, which means it was growing and spreading rapidly. And if she didn't receive treatment, she'd be dead within 3 months. The shock of this rips the carpet out from the foundation of life and sends one into what is called existential dissonance. Your reality has now collided with another one, and the two are incompatible. You must choose between the one that you have always enjoyed as the comfortable environment and the new impending disaster, which unknowingly is also infused with the promise of transformation and change. We're going through a similar dynamic now in the whole world. Here in Nova Scotia, it is March 22nd, and the Emergency Measures Act has just been implemented. So you can't have gatherings of more than 5 people. You must stay in your home. Only go out, have one person designated to go out to run the errands and try to do those maybe once a week. You've got to have a purpose in your trip. You can certainly go out for a walk by yourself, but life as we know it is gone, and it's going to be a long time, a significant amount of time before it comes back. Our disease of an acute viral disease is spreading, and it's introducing existential dissonance in people. And we have one of two choices. We can carry on as usual, and a great many people will die. Or we can take radical action, move into the new reality, but do so with the hope that something better will emerge. Just like when you get diagnosed with cancer, it means connecting into resources you may not know that you had. I appreciate that. As a cancer survivor 4 times over, I remember how impossible it was for me to comprehend the gravity of the situation. With my kind of cancer, it was not only acute, it was, I don't know how to describe it. My tumors make a Molotov cocktail of chemicals, and if I got stressed for any reason, my adrenal gland would activate, and that would be the switch causing the tumor to blow, and I would be dead within 30 seconds. How do you get your head around this sort of thing? Well, if you're like me, whether you're facing cancer or you're like the billions now facing the COVID crisis, you get your head around that sporadically and inconsistently. You just can't make the transition too quickly. I found with many cancer patients, they don't really realize they have a life-threatening acute disease that could take them in weeks or months until the chemotherapy is dripping into them, until they look into the mirror and see how their body has changed. Then it totally sinks in. I have cancer. I could die. As I walked to work this morning, I could feel that new reality around me. The streets were strangely quiet. The only sound was of a crow pecking at a garbage bag, and then the sound of crows flying around me and calling in the distance. It was rather ominous, and yet the sun was shining. There was nobody around me. The streets were quiet, and I was safe. Breathing into that reality and saying to myself, I'm safe. I'm walking to work. I'm going to the hospital. I'm going to provide compassionate care to those who are having their life shattered personally as well as publicly, how we are all having our lives shattered and upended. And that activation of compassion and purpose brought me back to myself. It's a whole new world. Those who use cancer, use the crisis, realize that it totally changes their priorities and their investment of energy. We, as the healthcare team, provide them with a plan of care and the steps along the way, the roadmap. Our healthcare system, our medical experts, our politicians, I really admire how they are rising to this crisis, and they are providing a plan of care and giving us clear instructions on how we can achieve the best outcome. Let's breathe into this, be grateful for their leadership, and be empowered by our own as examples of compassion and responsibility, and move forward into this new tomorrow, knowing that it could bring out the best of us. It could realign our priorities. It could change how we invest energy, time, and resources. And it could, if we don't waste the crisis, turn out to be a massive wake-up call leading to a better tomorrow. I hate how crisis tends to do this. We are usually complacent and comfortable. It's when we move into the places that scare us, the unknown land of tomorrow, where the world suddenly doesn't feel safe, that's when we've actually woken up to the reality that's always been waiting. Nothing is actually secure and guaranteed except, and I say this as a man of faith, except God's love. So I want to invite you to love others, and in that, be a manifestation of divine love itself. I want to invite you to practice your compassion and really savor and tap into how affirming others not only lifts them up, but lifts you up and brings you back to yourself. There are no guarantees, but we do have power in this moment over our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions, and we can build a better tomorrow. Let's not waste the crisis. We will get through this very difficult time together with big love, okay? Big love. Don't let the fear be greater than the love. Let's use it as fuel for transformation. I'll see you in a better tomorrow. Thanks.